After their loved ones were gunned down, the families of Jamie Wilson and Kewan Murray are making an appeal to the accused killer.
He really needs to turn himself in, do the right thing, make that his redemption.
So far, Johnny Williams of St. Augustine has not turned himself in and remains the subject of a massive local manhunt. He is wanted for killing the mother of his baby, 24-year-old Jamie Wilson, and then killing 18-year-old Kewan Murray.
These are mugshots of Williams from 5 different previous arrests on charges ranging from resisting arrest to attempted murder. Police believe he may be here in Jacksonville.
We have complete coverage of this big story. Channel 4's Heather Lee spoke with some of those who know Jamie Wilson and Kewan Murray best. But first, Chris Parento is joining us live from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Chris?
The sheriff was adamant today that Johnny Williams is the only suspect right now in both of these cases. There had been speculation in the neighborhoods and online that the second shooting might have been retaliation for the first, but the sheriff says that is not the case. Right now, they already have an arrest warrant for Johnny Williams in the death of Jamie Wilson, and they're hoping to soon have one for the shooting death of Kewan Murray.
One person who all evidence indicates perpetrated all these acts.
At the shooting on Rollins Avenue, Williams, 24-year-old Jamie Wilson, their 2-month-old son, and Wilson's 4-year-old niece all pulled up in a car together to the house before the sheriff's office says Williams shot Wilson with a pistol. He fled, hitting the stroller the newborn was in as he did.
After the incident at Rollins Street, he drove immediately over to West 4th Street and by himself used a rifle, switched weapons, and engaged the group during the second encounter. There was nobody else involved.
From there, Williams left in a silver Nissan Murano before getting into a red Ford Contour. The sheriff says they aren't sure if that vehicle was stolen or if someone let Williams take it. The pistol investigators say was used to shoot Wilson was found in the Nissan. Sheriff David Shore says Williams went to the second scene, which is near where his mother lives. She tried to calm him down, but once she went back to the house, she heard gunshots fire from a high-powered rifle. The pistol used to kill Wilson has been recovered. The rifle has not.
And we have to believe, ladies and gentlemen, and our public has to believe that this is a dangerous individual. In broad daylight, he murdered 2 people. He is armed, as we know today, with a rifle. So we're dealing with a desperate individual, and that's why we're asking Johnny to do the right thing.
Yesterday, rumors began that the second shooting was retaliation for the first. The sheriff says that simply isn't true based on the evidence they have.
There was no retaliation. There was no one group against another group. This is one individual that obviously, for whatever reasons, yesterday, lost complete and utter control and committed some very serious, tragic crimes.
The sheriff said they do have reason to believe that Williams may still be in the area, but that he also has ties to Atlanta. They say they're not sure if he may be hiding out, if he may have stolen another vehicle, or if he could have had somebody meet him in the area where that red Ford was found on the north side of Jacksonville. They're asking anybody who recognizes him and knows where he might be to call police immediately. Live in St. Johns County, I'm Chris Parento, Channel 4, the local station.
The families of 24-year-old Jamie Wilson and 18-year-old Kewan Murray say they're in so much pain.
The 2 families are coming together trying to support each other. Channel 4's Heather Lee is joining us live from a park where they're holding a candlelight vigil for the young woman. Heather?
Well, Tom, right now the park is a little empty, but that is expected to change in about a half an hour. Friends, family, anyone who loved or cared for Jamie Wilson is expected to show up here to pay their respects to this woman who was murdered yesterday.
Alicia Wilson is crushed and heartbroken. She says her sister Jamie Wilson was bright, ambitious, and always willing to help others.
A daughter's gone, a sister gone, a granddaughter's gone, a cousin gone, a niece is gone, and she's a mother. Her baby just turned 2 months old yesterday, and we have to raise him.
She says it will be especially hard when the baby gets older and wants to know what happened to his mother. Wilson says they will hold him close and make sure he is raised right.
We're going to get through this, and we're going to take it day by day. And when the time to come to tell him, we will tell him. But for right now, we want him to be a child and let him grow. He has plenty of family. They'll love him, and he won't have no problems. And he'll grow up just like my children, just like one of ours, and he'll be treated no different.
Now, the family has set up a GoFundMe page for that child for expenses in the future, diapers, food, all of those things, clothing and whatnot. And then, of course, in the far future, education. If you'd like to donate to that fund, we've posted a link to our website, news4jax.com. For now, we're live. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Heather. Be sure to stay with us for coverage of this crime. In about a half hour from now, family and friends of Jamie Wilson plan to come together to remember her life. They will be holding a vigil at Calvin Peete Park in St. Augustine. Channel 4's Francesca Emaker is there right now. She'll have a live report coming up on the news at 6:30. Once again, here is a picture of the wanted man, Johnny Williams. He is described as 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 195 pounds. He is 36 years old and is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him. You are urged to call police. Our coverage of this story also continues online. Up right now on our website at news4jax.com, we have today's uncut news conference with St. Johns County Sheriff David Shore, plus links to previous stories that we have done.